and then in the 2 sequences that followed, and then the one that will be unleashed soon, I'm told. Because every time they have a new...
Sync, please say a command.
Whoa! Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Every time there's a reset, interesting that she would come on at the time of my trying to hit the autopilot feature, so that I don't have to control the pedal or pay attention to how fast I'm going. I can just know that I'm good, because I cruise at a consistent, steady, safe speed. Safe by the definition of slightly over the maximum. Fair enough. And in line with what everyone else is doing, relatively. That's how we have learned to govern ourselves as a society. But the Dreamweaver is the one who understands what someone needs to hear, rather than the truth. Because sometimes people can't handle the truth. And the reality is that there is a lot of truth coming out that a lot of people will choose not to believe simply because it is crude. It is challenging. It is downright concerning. Because there have been horrible things happening to human beings and other sentient beings on this planet for a long time in the name of who we are. But the fact is that we are God's incarnate. Alberto Villaldo says that we did not come here to just grow corn. We came here to grow gods. We have to understand that there will be people who want our time, energy, effort, attention, and money. There will be people that have their own agendas when they come into our life. And we have to understand that some people are narcissists that know it, and others are narcissists that do not. And then there are a load of empaths that don't know it, and empaths that do as well. So we've got the narcissists and the empaths who feed off of each other, or have this dysfunctional interconnection that we have to learn how to break, and we reweave new neural pathways. And actually, I'm not encouraging using plant medicine, because what I would suggest is learning how to do it naturally, so that you can actually integrate what comes up for you if ever you do any kind of mushrooms, for instance. And the mycelium of their root system underground is impressive and connected to us, which is why we can gain so much from an experience with a plant teacher. But also understand that it also brings up a lot of shadow, and if we don't know how to deal with what's coming up, and if we are not safe where we're doing it, or if we're not with safe people, or if we're with narcissists who want to make it about them when you're having your own experience, you have to know how to protect yourself. And unfortunately, our youth especially have not been trained how to actually protect themselves against someone that is wanting their power, which is ultimately what time, energy, effort, attention, and money represent. Those resources represent energetic power. And so now all of this is to really take us to this new place of understanding the power that we truly have. The fact that we can go on drives through life right now because we have not lost our privilege yet. But if we don't step up soon, we will become one of the few drivers on the roads. And when we do, we will then get fined and potentially arrested. And in China, they have taken millions away and put them into retraining camps that are concentration camps under a different name. And it's happening in the 21st century, and we're here in Canada saying, oh, well, they don't care about their people as much in China. Or when I had told someone about the Russian soldiers that had been injected with the first round of the shots, I was told, oh, the Russians don't care about their people so much. And it's just like, I'm sorry. Do you really think that Trudeau cares about us any more than the other ones that are involved in this new world order, the NWO? Seriously, how can we be so naive and trusting as to believe that it would be different just because it was our government? And that surely it could not be so corrupt as possible that all of the top ones were in cahoots with one another. Surely not, no way. That would just be too great a scam to have hoodwinked humanity with. And I'm sorry to say it's not. I'm sorry to say that the truth is often, as they say, hidden in plain sight. And black magic only works if they tell us what they're doing. Because if they do, and we laugh because they told it as a joke or had one of their comedians or artists do it for them, real stuff, guys. If they tell us what they're doing, they can then say we deserve it because we warned them. They just weren't paying attention. Too bad for them. And that is when we say, I am not going to walk towards the concentration camp with the rest of the people that are doing it because the person beside them is doing it. I'm sorry. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to try to get as many fellow conscious, critical thinkers to do the same as what I possibly can, because if not me, then who? And the same goes for you too. If not us, then who? We are the players that our ancestors knew were their best chance of actually having a legacy to pass on, to have their memory, their presence on this planet recognized, because we were the ones that stood up, and there are many standing up, and there is so much coming to the light, it will blow people's mind, and this is the problem. We're going to have a huge rise in the desire to commit suicide and also mental health issues. And the system is not equipped to handle these people other than to try to medicate them and say, oh, it might get better tomorrow. Just like stop focusing on your life and just be institutionalized and let us look after you. And use your energy, because we are batteries, cells, which is why they want to get us hooked up into a cloud, which sounds insane. It really does. But is it so crazy to say that all of the 5G and 6G technology that have been installed during lockdown as essential service, and all of the satellites that have been installed while all of this was going on, and the billions of dollars that many of the wealthy ones have made during this whole pandemic, when all of the independent entrepreneurs, business owners are losing everything or risking it all in order to stay open, to then have just had their ability to potentially make up for the lost year at Boxing Day, which is typically, they say, the time when it carries most stores through the beginning months of the year, when things are notoriously tough on a good year. I hope that people begin to understand there is no coincidence that the big box chains have just sent out another letter to employees to intimidate them to sign away their rights, and to say that if we don't play their game their way, then they can have us removed and not get a good recommendation, and ultimately that be a harder way for us to continue to stand up for what is right, because corporates have already been sold out, and what the management at all of these places need to understand is ultimately that we will be held personally responsible for our role in letting humanity either be overtaken or to actually stand up and say, I am no longer willing to trade my freedom and the freedoms of my children and future generations for the sake of a BS story that all of us have questioned since the very beginning. And that apart from a few, there is not much evidence as to what is happening beyond the fact that some of what has been taught is not even useful or the truth, and that there have been fake tickets made out to say people have this when they don't. And it's just like, guys, why are we not asking better questions? Whatever you know so far, learn more. Ask better questions and you will find better answers. I gotta get into work, but I hope that you understand that you shine as brightly as the sun. You are the one who has a chance to bring down the Christ consciousness, Christos consciousness that is above you, in between you and the I am that I am, that is the God self in you. And you can, when you merge those with who you are and how you choose to live as the disciple of goodness, then you can actually wear the corona, which is the crown of an enlightened one. So let us stop fearing corona and instead embrace what is possible. I hope you have a great day and look forward to coming to you again soon. Laura J. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you.